Hey, good morning for you guys early. Test, test. Sure you guys can hear me okay? Thanks, Asmarch. Get ready for some Goose games today. Should be fun. Thanks on trades. We'll get going in a few minutes. I just like to pop it open 5 minutes early, but we'll start at 8:30, bottom of the hour. Hope everybody had a great New Year's and good holiday. Hey, Daniel. Iowa. I love seeing where everybody's from. It's pretty cool. For you guys that don't know me, I'm down here in South Florida, West Palm Beach area. Most of you guys know that. Oh, nice. My whole family's from Connecticut. That's where I went for New Year's. South Windsor area. You'd think CT11 would be from Connecticut. All right, a couple more minutes. So I want to make some market commentary and a couple other little things before we get into the Goose games, but I got to get through the disclaimer and everything first. So give it another minute and I'll get started here. Morning, Bobby. All right. Roll. I'm going to try to go slower this morning, but we'll see how that goes. I tend to speed up as I start talking. All right. 8:30, let's go. Good morning to you all. It's Jason here. I'm one of the pro traders over at TrueTrader.net. Former market maker, been around the business since the early 90s. Like to share my perspective on the markets and other things during the midweek watch here. Just a couple quick side notes before I get into the disclaimer. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing and setting your alerts up. Ricky does an amazing job with everything he's doing on his live on Sundays. Keep up the great work there, Ricky. We appreciate you so much. He goes into crazy detail. He has a little bit longer. I mean, some of these are over an hour, but there's just such great material in there. So make sure you guys are tuning in for all that. That's every Sunday that he's doing that, which is just incredible. So we appreciate that. But make sure you have your alerts set up. And very importantly, I noticed that there's not as many since we've been doing the lives. Make sure you guys are leaving comments. Good, bad, or indifferent. Like I like to hear things or a little feedback if you want something different than we're doing. We're always trying to tweak things a little bit to help you guys out, and this is all about you guys and giving some time to you guys. So leave comments if there's something that you'd like to see different or added, and if we could do it, we can do it. So we'll see how things go. I try to keep this to about a half hour or so. Obviously, the market opens up 9:30, so I try to give myself about 15 minutes or a half hour before the market opened to prep myself, put my orders in or anything like that. So let me just jump into the disclaimer here. True Trader nor its representatives are not registered as a security broker dealer or an investment advisor with the SEC or any state regulatory authorities. We are not licensed nor qualified to provide investment advice. Guys, I am not a licensed broker. I'm not here to give you investment advice. This is 100% for entertainment purposes only, okay? Hey, good to see you, Doc. All right, so let's go here. I just want to talk first about a few different topics here. First of all, a very happy and healthy new year to you all. I appreciate you guys. You guys that are with TrueTrader.net, I appreciate you guys super much. And for you guys tuning in and getting to know us a little bit before joining, I appreciate that too. And just being involved and interactive with some of these YouTubes that we're doing now. So thank you all. I wish you all a real prosperous new year, a healthy new year, which is top priority. And just remember what's important and why we're doing this, guys. It's all about our family and making sure you guys are, taking care of that first. Couple of side notes regarding the market and what to do. I want to make some comments here is first of all, yesterday we had a big pull in the market. The Qs were down, I think over 3% when it finally closed up. Everybody, I want to start off by saying is everybody's going to have their opinion on the market. For every buyer, there's a seller and so forth. So I'm just going to stress, what my opinion is. And the cool thing about opinions is I can't tell you the amount of times that Ricky or Adriano or anybody has been on the complete opposite side of a trade as me, and we've both made money. So I just want to make sure that you guys understand that just because I have an opinion of what the market might do and what some of these plays might do, it doesn't mean that you can't be on the complete opposite side and make money and big picture see fades, and I'm taking longs off a key level. So just have that in mind. My thoughts on the markets are, I think you're going to get a quick rebound off this. I really do. I know it, next day or two still might have a little bit of volatility, but everything with the interest rates was already known. I think it's going to be very, very short-lived. I really do. I think there's a lot of value stocks out there that have been, just knocked down back in December and November areas that people are going to look at, names like Disney and other companies. So I think it's going to be real short-lived. They're talking about accelerating, the interest rates and maybe raising a little bit more than they, originally talked about. But I do not see this being the start of something like that's going to be crazy. I'm hoping for kind of a red move to green move today. Where the Dow's already green, showing up 100 points or so. But that's what I'm hoping for. So I think this is going to get bought up pretty quickly. I don't know whether it's today. One of the things I want to talk to you guys about is, you don't have to trade every single day. So, so everybody has their setups. And I always encourage everybody to find what your setup is. Find what you can master. There's going to be things that make sense to you. It could be from the short side, the long side. It could be Fibonacci's. It could be moving averages. It could be anything. I mean, there's so many different things out there to trade and to learn to trade. It could be options, bonds, whatever it is. But there's going to be something that clicks with you. And the market is not always conducive to whatever that setup is. So just make sure you guys are aware that you do not have to trade every single day. You don't have to trade. You don't say I'm a day trader and then you don't trade that day and all of a sudden you're not a day trader anymore, okay? That's not how this works. You're looking to line your own pockets. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing or saying. Make sure you guys understand that. This is when markets get challenging like yesterday or maybe they'll be challenging again today, it's okay to sit on your hands and wait for the setups, wait for things to make sense to you. All right, I just want to stress that, guys. It's very, very important. I also want to stress to you that during this adversity, I know a lot of people start looking at their swing accounts and are like, "Holy crap! It's red. I'm getting demolished today." Try to get your mind to flip a little bit. Okay, these big pullbacks in the market are complete opportunity. Okay, everything about this is opportunity. I mean, if we don't get these big pulls in the market or these exaggerated moves upward, we're not going to have opportunity. So always look at these things as opportunity. Okay, so I really appreciate that. Lastly, let's just talk about the overall market support. I have the Qs up right now. I think Qs are coming into a market support level. You can see this 126 day. You can see where it held here and held here if you're looking at my screen. I think the Qs are kind of coming into a support area. SPY also moving into the, here, where did I type that? I don't know where I typed that, but let me pull this up for a sec. Move this here. There we go. Back in action. The SPY moving into the 50-day. This purple line's a 50-day here. Again, I think we're moving into support levels. I think this drop is going to be short-lived, and I think we rebound pretty quickly. So that's my opinion. Everybody has them, as they say, but that's what I think is going to happen. I don't know about the volatility over the next day or two. Might see some follow-through today. We'll see what happens. I happen to think it's going to get bought up pretty quickly, but we'll see what happens, okay? But anyway, let's get into some Goose games. So I have some ideas here. There's a lot of longs in the ideas. I'm looking at key levels. What I'm going to do is I'm going to type the symbol up here. I'm not going to pull up the chart because I already have alerts set, and that'll be cheating. But the first name that we're going to start off with some Goose games, and I want to see you guys respond. Type into the chat what you're looking for. That's the idea. And let's see who could get close here on this. The first name that I'm looking at is a long on KEYS. That's Keys, K-E-Y-S, Keysight Technology. So I know there's a little bit of a delay, about 5 or 10 seconds or whatever, so I'll wait for some answers. When I see a few of them pop up, that's when I'll kind of pull up the chart and go over it with you guys, so we leave a little bit of time at the end for any questions that you might have. Hopefully I'm not going too fast. I feel like I sped up a lot. All right, so KEYS, a long. What do you guys think? Let's see some answers in here, guys. Make sure you guys are participating. Maybe the delay is longer today for some reason. Huh. All right, I see Daniel there. Daniel, can you grab me another coffee? I'm only kidding. Daniel, I know there's a delay, so I'm going to pull this up here, and we're going to look at this together. But Daniel has it right on the money. Good job, JS. No, not decaf, please. That's funny. I actually have 185.60 written down. Okay, there's a monthly pivot there. Okay, right here, monthly pivot. You got a prior monthly pivot, and you got this prior resistance here, which equals what? New support. So it's just a bit below. 464 is an ATR in this thing. I'm looking at this 185.60 area as a potential bounce on keys. I think it might not get there, but we'll see what happens on keys. KEYS. Next one I'm looking at is CDNS. CDNS. Charlie Dog, Nancy Sam. Let's go. Good job on that, Daniel. Come on, guys. A little bit more participation on this. Pull up your charts. Take a look at where you think the long would be on CDNS. And if at the end of this, by the way, you have questions on one of the names, we could go back to it and talk a little bit more about it. Yeah, CDNS, JS. There you go, Curly. Let's see some participation here. All right, I'm going to pull up the chart now. So I have this prior quarterly right here. I wrote down 168.50 for a possible long. Prior quarterly pivot, prior monthly pivot, prior resistance, okay? You can see this prior resistance if you go all the way back into September. You guys see that? You guys are pretty conservative. I see what you're looking at down here at this annual pivot. And you also have the 126 in the prior annual. I went a little bit different than that. I think this stock's going to have a nice bounce. It was up nicely before the market came in yesterday. And I'm looking for a quick scoop on this thing for a big bounce. That 165 area would be the next area I'd be looking at. Good job, guys, on that with that annual pivot, the 126 in the prior. Absolutely a spot. I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive at this prior quarterly and see what happens there. That's only a few bucks down. We'll see what happens, though. I think this will get bought up pretty quickly, CDNS. But that 165.50 area is the next spot. So good job with that. All right, next symbol on there is going to be Cisco. I'm looking at a long on Cisco. CSCO. I put it on the screen so you guys could kind of see in the chart there. What do you guys think about Cisco? Let's keep rolling with some participation. I love seeing the new names. I appreciate it, guys. Really good job. But you guys on that last one at that 165 level, that was definitely an obvious spot there. So really good job on that last one. What do you guys think on Cisco? Ricky says he loves the thong song. All right, you guys are kind of close. It's a funny level on this one. Andres, very good, 58 area. That's exactly what I'm looking at, Andres, is the 58 area, Blue River. Let me pull it up. Cisco, I have written down Cisco 5810. All right, 5810, which is right off this 50-day. You guys see that? This prior resistance, new support, and also I wrote down on here, if you actually draw a fib on this, you'll see from this big move to here, it's a nice fib retracement as well. So that's what I was looking at. That's a 50-day, that purple line. That's what I'm looking for. I'm not sure it's going to make it down there, but we'll see. It's only got, it's a tight ATR, but if the market does come in today, like yesterday, I think we could get a fill down there on Cisco. So watch 5810 on Fisco. Next one is going to be AMD. I'm looking at a long on AMD. There's a spot on AMD. Apple Michael David. Hello, David C. I think I remember that. Right, Professor. But on the so why, while you guys are coming up with AMD and the level, the long on AMD, some of these low ATRs, whether you're looking at them, when the market has a big pull, they go well past their ATR, which gives me the opportunity for a bounce play. So that's why I look at some of these. All right, AMD. Good job, Bobby. You're in the range here. Let me pull up AMD and David C. You're right there as well. AMD. I have 129.40 written down right off this monthly pivot. 129.40. You can see prior support here as well. AMD 129.40. That's also really close ATR wise. It's about a $7 ATR. So that's what I'm looking at. You guys are looking at this annual pivot just below it, that 127 area. I like the I like the 130 break. Let the stop orders go. Come into that monthly pivot and have a nice bounce. So we'll see what happens. AMD monthly pivot, prior support right there. All right. Next name I'm looking at. Good job, guys, by the way. Very good. DLR. Dog, Larry, Romeo. A long I'm looking for. What do you guys think on DLR? You guys are kind of all in the right range. Courtney and Daniel. I kind of split the middle there on DLR. Let me pull it up. So what I have is I split the middle on this 159 to 160 area. So what I looked at here is you got the 126 day down here. And then you have the annual pivot right below. So I put it right in the middle, 159.50, right off that $0.50 mark. That's what I was thinking about, the $0.50. You could also see prior resistance here. Prior resistance equals what? New support. So let's see what happens with that. See if DLR wants to bounce off that 159.5 area, okay? Next one is I'm looking for a short on Intel, possibly. INTC. Some of you guys in the True Trader room would be familiar with this one. It was a really good trade yesterday, but I'm watching it again today. INTC for a short. Professor, I agree with you on that one, by the way. Regarding, I think it might be a longer term short for a nice trade, swing short. I don't have one on though, I'll tell you that. There we go. You guys are all in the same ballpark as me. So just to show you on Intel, I wrote down 55.70. You can see the 5570 is right up in this quarterly pivot and annual pivot and that previous high and that push. It closed below the 200-day. I'm looking for one more push in it. Again, this is $1.25 ATR on this thing. But if it comes into that 56 area or 5570 area fast, I think it's going to be a really nice quick short. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the market wants to give us and see if it wants to push it up there. But that should be a nice short up there again. We'll watch. You could also see this prior levels that it tried to go through, couldn't get through up there, that level. We'll see what happens. INTC. Next one is I'm looking for a long off plug, PLUG. PLUG. Good job, guys. You guys are doing a great job. We got 4 more, which includes plug. And I'll go into any other questions that you might have. There you go. You guys are all in the same ballpark here on plug. Right off this annual and this prior support. That's the only reason I have this. I'm not married to plug and the idea of plug. I know it broke down yesterday and broke these levels. That was a support area. But I can't ignore this prior annual pivot here, as well as all this support that it keeps holding. So I have written down plug 2465. You guys are all in the ballpark. 2350 I think is a little bit lower. You could argue that and say that's the low that it kind of bounced off of and this monthly pivot. I think that this level right here, $2 down, or 24.50. What I have 24.65 area might be good. So that's that prior annual there. I think it should be a decent level on plug. We'll see what happens there. So next one that I have for you guys is a short, AKAM for a possible short. AKAM. Good job, MJ. That's it. 24.70. AKAM for a short. What do you guys think? There you go, ASM. Yep, Curly. You guys are all in that ballpark. Let me pull this up. I'm pretty sure it's coming down on a downgrade. If I got to go back and pull up the news on it, but I wrote down a short off 115.30. Okay, that's right back into this previous close. You got the prior support, and you also got a monthly pivot right here. So the old support is going to equal new resistance, right in lining up with the prior low. You got the previous low, the monthly pivot, the previous close. The only thing I was going to mention to you guys on AKAM, okay, I like this, quick move if it pushes into here, is watch it for holding this 111.50 area that right up in here. You got a 200-day, a 50-day, and a 126-day. If it holds, it might give you a point or point and a half on the long side into that short trade. So I think AKAM could have both sides of the trade. I just have a note to watch the long as well on an early, a quick wash, maybe into this monthly pivot 110. What is that? 110.60. That might be a nice trade as well if it gets a quick wash into 110.60. Just as a heads up, I love when I see this all grouped together, 200 to 50. You got an annual pivot there, 126-day. So there's a lot of support I think that could be there. We'll see what happens. Next, I'm looking at Apple, AAPL for a possible long. What do you guys think about Apple? Apple dapple. Yeah, I went pretty conservative on Apple, just so you know, just not knowing what the market's going to do today. Just giving you a heads up on that. Let me tell you where I went on Apple, AAPL. So I did a little bit funny one here. I understand the 166 area. I went in there at 168.10. Okay, a little bit about the ATR down here. And also this prior support that you could kind of see where it came into, and also this prior resistance. So I drew a line straight through there, and that came out to be in that 168 area. All right, so you guys at the ASM, nice job, 168. But I also understand you guys thinking about this these pivots down here. You got a 50-day kind of catching up to it. This 166 and 165 area might be decent as well. But I think Apple will get bought up real fast. It's Apple. I think it's going to get bought up very fast. All right. So that's Apple, AAPL. Let's go to the last one. Is going to be a short, and that's on Target, TGT. Let's look at TGT together. Target. Yeah, Ricky's heckling, right? I love Ricky. I'm looking at a short, Courtney, on Target, not a long. A short. Or a Target for you fancy people. Yeah, you guys are all in the ballpark there. ASM, Curly, Professor. I wrote down on that 229, okay? I think the 229 area, if it pushes back into this support and this previous close, I think that's going to end up being a little bit of a short. What I saw was a fail at the 200-day, and then it's just closing on lows. So I'm looking for a stock to make a quick push into the open, and maybe a nice little fade there to continue on. I'm thinking the stock is heading towards that, it's already down there, 224 this morning pre-market. So I was going to say the low 220s, but it's already kind of there. Yeah, sorry, I don't have any Dick's trades today for Ricky. I'm with you. That's it on Target. So that's it for my list, guys. Anybody else have anything they want me to take a glance at or a quick look at or cover back, go over any of the symbols that I went through? We got a few minutes. Hope you guys are enjoying the Goose games. It's something that I was doing with the Goose's Loose Room. It's been fun. Got some really good feedback on it. Helps people kind of, look at things a little bit differently. Maybe from my perspective. Maybe a couple of ideas fit your trade plans. MVIS. Guys, so if you're going to type something in, by the way, like Javier just did, type what your thoughts are, okay? Like IBM 139.90 short, okay? Tell me what you guys are thinking, because I could look at it and kind of go over it with you. Let's look at IBM together. All right, and David, if you want to put back something on MVIS, just go ahead and type away. IBM, we talked about this yesterday, didn't we, Javier? 139.90. We talked about a possible short on this. I probably anywhere into that probably into that 140 pivot there might be decent on IBM. I'm not sure it's going to get up there. God, I don't know on IBM. I think the big candle from yesterday is kind of similar to Intel. Probably into that monthly pivot, I think, on that one, Javier. Hey, Tom. NVIDIA off 272. I'm not sure that's enough space. That's the only problem with that, Tom. NVIDIA is in a funny spot to me because I'm not sure it's going to be able to hold that 272 area, even though that recent support. It's worth an eye there. See if it makes a higher low off there. I wouldn't rush to grab the first trade off that. That's just me. I could see NVIDIA breaking down into this and coming into this pivot here like 250s or something like that. Wouldn't be surprised on that. So I'd be careful on NVIDIA. Just my thought. It's really been on the daily, just so you know, it's been making, lower highs here, lower high, lower high. This could be wanting to come back a little bit more, close below the 50-day, close below the 20-day. Just a couple quick thoughts on that. I think there might be better names on it, but what do I know? At the end of I'm sure you'll let me know if it's kicking ass and taking names and you nailed it. Yeah, down in the 250s, I think. Well, who'd I miss? David on MVIS. Yeah, I don't like to talk about these small names, David. I know that you guys do trade them, but I really don't cover these small cap names. I really don't. I know you know it's. So I'm going to avoid MVIS. Sorry. Mentioned a possible long on COMP in the room 850 area. Again, these small caps. So let's look at a firm with. It doesn't matter what it trades. It's a $4 stock, so to me, it doesn't matter if it's trading 20 million a day or not. I'm not looking at it really. AFRM. I don't have anything smart to say about it. Is kind of what I'm saying. To me, it's not a chart that I would look at. AFRM gap fill 73 or maybe 71s. 60. I think you got to wait down into the low 70s, Curly, on that one. On AFRM. I really do. Right off that, yeah, I'm looking at the bottom there, Curly, at 71, 70 area. I don't think 73, but I like the 71 area. I know David's mad at me. Don't be mad, David. We'll do a little song together. What else here? BKNG long risk. Let me take a look. BKNG. Tell me what you're thinking about on that risk. I'll come back to you in a second. Thoughts on EL 365? I'll come back on BKNG. 350 area on EL. What are you thinking about on EL pushing it? You think it's going to push into 365? I like the long idea if it pulls into this quarterly pivot right here, this 348 area for possible long. The chart looks pretty good on EL, Brian. I do like the chart on this, but I would love it onto that 50-day and that quarterly pivot. Closed on lows, but you definitely watch that one, Brian. I like that. And the chart looks fine. Just made a new high. Making new highs on the daily looks good. Risk going back to BKNG. I don't love looking at these names because nobody else. There's very few people that are going to trade a $2,400 name. But I'll take a look at the chart. You talking back into this support right here, maybe off this 2380 area? I think 2380 into the support area would be again a stock that closed on lows. That's what I think. What else, guys? Anything else? I know I covered a bunch of symbols. It's already 9 o'clock, so I try to keep these to about a half hour. I appreciate all you guys, and I appreciate you guys that are contributing to the Goose games. Okay, I got your risk. D-Dog. I had D-Dog on my list, by the way. Let me just look at D-Dog real quick for David before he gets mad at me. He'll never say anything nice to me again. Off 142. You could actually see I have an alert set down here in the mid 130s on D-Dog. I think this name's kind of breaking down a little bit. I'm in the mid 130s on that one, David. You can see this prior support, so that's what I'm thinking on that one, David. Mid 130s. I actually have an alert set here at 135.10. All right. I appreciate you all, guys. Make sure you guys are come check us out over at TrueTrader.net. Make sure you guys are liking, subscribing. Hit all those buttons for alerts. And make sure you're tuning in Sunday with what Ricky's doing. He's doing an amazing job on Sundays, so make sure you guys are tuned in for that, and we'll keep going. If you guys want to see anything different, the only way I know is in the comment section. Okay, I don't mind good, bad, or indifferent comments. Just let me know. I'm trying to put some shorts in along with the longs. That depends what the market's showing me as well. But I appreciate you. So let's end on that note. I wish you all a great day today, guys, and let's kick some butt. Let's continue to have a great first part of the new year, guys. I really wish you all a happy new year, a prosperous one. And for you guys to stay very healthy. So thank you, guys. I appreciate you. Have a great day.